What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Howard. Hey, we talk Cowboys here. You know that's the title of the show. Welcome. I appreciate everybody watching. We're getting going, having fun. Training camp is going. We're a weekend now. There's been 7 days of training camp. They were off last Friday, but they came back last Saturday. And yesterday on Sunday was the first day with the pads. Getting some hitting and playing the game the way it needs to be played, getting everybody accustomed to it. From that camp, I want to give a little news, a little thing that's going on with the camp here. So, had some injuries. There's going to be a little ding. Worst one I see that's reported thus far from Sunday was Rob Jones. Rob Jones is a guard. He was probably going to be one of the guards that be filling in. He came home from Miami, had a few years in the league, been a starter, but we picked him up on a 1 year. Look to see how Tyler Booker, the new rookie we drafted, see if he works out, which he's looking good. I think Rob Jones would have probably been that backup plan, but he would definitely be a player on the team that would, with his veteran experience, be able to be a replacement guard for either side in case of injuries. That's what football is, always going to be injuries. But he's out. He has a broken bone in his neck. Broken bone in the neck says he'll be out 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months. That's going to cut into the season there. But we wish him well. Get back well, Rob Jones. Also, what I saw would confirm, which concerned me, was Brevin Spanford, one of the tight ends who's fighting for that number 2 spot with Luke Schoonmaker, has been showing pretty well. He's been mainly brought in to be a blocker. He was an undrafted free agent last year. Showed pretty well and is looking good in camp. Was having an excellent first week of camp without the pads, mind you. But he went limping off. I was a little concerned on that. He has a high ankle sprain from what I've learned. And he's going to be out for about 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. He's experienced. Again, we have a new system coming in because we have new coaching. But no threat to not make the team. He's just fighting for a spot at number 2. Which goes to the other news, why it's going to be number 2, because number 1 is locked in. Jake Ferguson is definitely the number 1 tight end. Over the weekend, he just signed an extension. He's coming in last year. He's starting the last year of his rookie deal. So he signed an extension for 4 years, worth $52 million. From what I understand, 12 of it is guaranteed. I think 36 is guaranteed. 12 of it is the signing bonus. So he's been locked in, like Jake Ferguson. I think I mentioned before because I talked about the tight ends on the last show, specifically that tight end room. So again, you can see that where they're locking in Jake Ferguson, that he's definitely, which I had no doubt, be solidified as that number 1 tight end, which he should be. Again, hasn't shown to be that perennial Pro Bowler. I'm not trying to put him with Kelsey or those guys yet, but he is definitely he can be. I'm not saying he won't be, but he hasn't established himself in that point. But he's established himself with this team as a very reliable, very solid, very productive tight end that catches across that middle that Dak likes to throw to. With the added receiver of George Pickens, he definitely moves into the number 3 option, which will open the lanes with those 2 receivers that are going to draw big coverage. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be who's who. It's going to be defense. Pick one. You got to leave somebody open, and they'll exploit that. So I'm excited about that. That's the news from the first weekend. Pads and hitting got into a little bit. They didn't take down to the ground still. They were doing some hitting up top, a little more physical play there. So that's why you didn't see a plethora of a lot of injuries. Again, hence maybe the neck injury. Just kind of caught Rob Jones in a, did I say his name right? Rob Jones, probably in the wrong spot, which caused a broken vertebrae in his neck. So again, speedy recovery we wish for him. But that's what they're doing. They'll probably start ramping it up during the week where they'll go to full tackling. Got to get that in It's scary because you don't want to get injuries, but that's a part of it. That's where you're picking those backup players. Having depth is very important, right? Got to have a deep team, man. It is what it is, man. You got to if you look like a starter, you better solidify your spot. Somebody behind you will take it. That's some of the things I'm going to talk about too as well. Want to move over for this with the Cowboys. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff still being talked about in this sense here. I was going to go into a little bit, even with the Jones, Stephen Jones, of course, Jerry, as they're being brought up with a lot of questions. You see how they've signed extension with Jake Ferguson. The same thing would be for Micah Parsons, who's definitely more valuable to the Cowboys. But his contract's going to be a little deeper, a little bigger, and more explicit wording. And again, the almighty dollar is going to be bigger for that. Impact to the salary cap. There's a couple other people that the Cowboys are going to resign. But Micah's contract is the one that's getting all the attention. That's why I'm bringing this up. And, of course, the Jones duo of Jerry and his son, Stephen, are talking, and they're making statements. They got to. A little negotiation in the media, in the public. But I honestly think it's all, it sounds bad, it sounds too, but again, don't get me wrong, they could probably do the extension and get these better down the line so they don't have such a high salary cap hit. But they do it the way they've been doing it. This is not new. This is not just relatively new. They've been doing it like that with players since they bought the franchise, since Jerry Jones bought the franchise. Goes way back to contract issue when Emmitt Smith held out for the first 2 games after they won the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, we do have to adjust eventually at certain times, but this is very consistent with Jerry Jones. But they're talking in the media, made some statements about I'm not even getting too deep in about it. They're just saying this and saying that. I think, honestly, to me, if you ask me, from what I've heard a little bit too, the deal they're going to do is pretty much there. The detail of the wording and all the other little things is just time. They like to make their time and their splash on making this big contract announcement like they do, when they do. Mike is in camp with a back injury, so he's not going full pads and hitting, but he's there. I think he's doing that as being a leader, knowing there's a new coaching staff, and he's learning the system and being able to help mentor the other guys on the D end and linebackers, because he's a duo. So I think that's just, them doing what they do. It's not a great look with the Joneses, but it's their look. And I'm not going to make any fuss about it. If Micah misses time playing when the season starts, then I'm going to say there's a problem. Even though I'm not going to say Houston, I'm going to say Dallas, we got a problem. Okay? But I'm not worried about it. That's just their silliness. So that's just how they get down. Next thing I want to talk about, eventually through here as we're going through the training camps, I want to talk about what I see with certain groups, certain position groups. Running backs. I'm thinking about their impact because, again, what's been our biggest deal? The running game. Okay? The Cowboys over the years, Jerry Jones, with the players they've picked and how they've gotten their personality with the coaching, they have not valued the run game at all. They haven't valued it because we've not valued it by getting quality running backs and really dedicated to running the ball. And we've not valued the running game by getting defensive players that can stop the run. We've been weak at running the ball. We've been weak at stopping the other team from running against us. That tells me and it shows they hadn't valued the running game. The trend was going to where the passing, which it still is. Running is not as featured or emphasized, but the importance and the value of a good running game has never left. And I think where the Cowboys made a mistake is thinking, well, the game is more pass-oriented, so we can neglect the run. And they got caught slipping on that one. I'm going to just say it that way. They got caught with their pants down looking real dumb on this. So the interest is going to be where our defensive line is going to look at stopping the run, but also with our running backs. We still haven't built much because we're not since Ezekiel Elliott and that big contract and how that went, they're still feeling the sting of that. So that's why I say they're not drafting running backs in the first 2-3 rounds. They just haven't been. They picked up Jadon Blue, fast back, sub 4.2 runner, but a little smaller back, but a good pass catcher, so he can do a multitude of things. The running back room I look at and I see is, it's just, there's a lot of running backs. And they picked up Deuce McAllister. That bell goes off again sometimes. They picked up Deuce McAllister. Deuce Vaughn, excuse me, Deuce McAllister. Deuce Vaughn, excuse me. Shout out to Deuce McAllister. But Deuce Vaughn is the running back. Small running back, 5'4", 5'5", speedy. This is his third year. Also, getting a Jadon Blue. They also brought in running backs. If you look at, they brought in running backs. Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders started with Philly. Left there, went to Carolina, got injured, didn't do well. He did well with Philly. It's a good back with Philly. But they didn't keep him, and he went to Carolina Panthers, got injured, and really didn't do well. So us taking him in is from the past potential. He's still a young back, but has he gotten over the injuries? Can he be an impactful back? If he can be the impactful back that he was at Philly, that would be a hell of a steal. Also, Javonte Williams, who came over to us from the Denver Broncos. He was a back that had a lot of potential. People were high on his potential in the league and his impact, but wasn't able to do that. Got injured as well with Denver. He became a casualty. We picked him up again, hoping that if he gets through his injury. Right now, it looks as though he's kind of tentatively slated at running back 1. Miles being number 2, and then the rest are falling in. Also, the late we picked up in the 7th round, Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa out of Clemson has been a good back. He's got good size. He's got some speed. There's concern about his lateral ability to move, but he hits the hole. Reminds me a bit of hitting a hole of a good back like Derrick Henry. With that size, he's a little upright, not too jukey, but has shown that he wants to be jukey. It's just not one of his things, not one of his high qualities. Let me say it that way. But the running backs, I think, again, the impact of the running game is going to be if we have a serviceable running back that knows how to hit the hole, knows how to protect the quarterback in the passing situations. What I'm looking for is our line being good and being better with the guard play. BB, I think, is going to make better strides, going to be coached better at that center position. Tyler Booker, the new guy, I think he's ready to come in and be an immediate impact. Him replacing Zach Martin, I think he'll do well. We don't want to put the Zach Martin pressure on him, but he is high upside. And also Tyler Smith has already established himself as one of the best guards in all of football. So right there in that middle area, I'm good with. I think we're going to run the ball well with that. But there's going to be holes there for our running game to go. So if these guys are halfway decent, know how to hit the hole, I'm good with them on that tip. If they have any other extra abilities, this is why I look at it saying if we got also, with running backs, you also have Hunter Lipke. Now, Hunter Lipke is interesting because he's really a fullback. He's starting to get a little bit more carries. He got one carry this is his third year. He got one carry his first year on the goal line. He fumbled on the goal line, and they never gave the ball to him again the rest of the year. They slowly started showing some trust, and he got some carries last year. Didn't do bad. Didn't fumble. Definitely didn't fumble on the goal line. But I think his role has expanded. He's been taking some tight end reps as well. He's definitely versatile as a pass catcher. He's not as big or tall as a tight end, but he's got good size and some speed. So I think they're going to use him in a versatile way, or they're looking to see if he's versatile enough. That may shorten the tight end room in that sense. I think they want to do some versatile things. Block him with a full back, use them as an H-back per se, the old school H-back, which is a pass catcher. And A lot of things there. So where that'll go as far as the number of running backs and tight ends they're going to carry is going to be interesting. Again, with the veterans, that's coming to Javonte Williams, not on a big contract that they can't let him go on. Miles Sanders not on a big contract as well. They could let him go. If they show some promise or show to just be better, then they'll go with them. I am going to say, sleeper-wise, I'm going to say I think Phil Maffa is going to make the team. And I also think Deuce Vaughn is going to make the team. Now, at worst, I think Phil Maffa and Deuce Vaughn, if they don't make the team, if they don't make the opening day roster, they're going to be on the practice squad and they're going to play. Because I'm going to say this to you. I think when Maffa is concerned, you have to cut him. And I think he'll get picked up. Because he's going to play in the preseason. And this is the way he's going to make the team, by showing that he can play in the preseason. If we don't keep him, he's going to get picked up. That's my thinking. If he shows well, I think they will run him. They will have him. They could cut Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams and put them on the practice squad and then switch then. But it just depends on how they want to pay Phil Maffa. He's a 7th-round pick, so money-wise, it's not a big hit. That's what I'm looking at. And even with Jaden Blue will make the team. And again, same thing for Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is going to, I think this is the time where his time with the team and time with the coaching staff, this coaching staff, especially Shotty, who runs the offense, I think he probably likes it. That's why he's still around right now. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they play. And it will be a good reason. That means they're going to be doing some good stuff. Lemke, I think they're going to probably use and just shorten the tight end spots and put the tight ends on the practice squad anytime they need to replace somebody. That's my thinking of the running backs and the running back room specifically, what impact they'll have. Again, our line is going to open holes and present opportunities. Our fear of the pass with now Pickens, along with CeeDee Lamb, who I think is going to have a big year. And now Jake Ferguson is shored up. The emergence of Brevin Spann-Ford. We're going to be deep at tight end. Luke Schoonmaker as well. I think you're going to have to pick your poison with that. And if you're going to take away our receivers, I think it's going to open up good opportunities for the running game. I think that's how we'll get that there. And that running game goes good, means they're going to have to come up on it. And much easier passing game for Dak Prescott and the boys there. So that's my prediction. I look at that for the season impact. Third thing I want to talk about. There's a lot of turnovers in the camp. A lot of turnovers as far as the offense. The defense is getting turnovers. Let me say this to you. Schottenheimer and Eberflus, especially who's covering coaching the defense, has those guys, again, exuberant. I don't always use that word as much, but very, very excited, very amped. One of the things I heard, and I take certain tidbits when I listen to other people talk about this, that with the energy the defense has gone and starting out and being pumped up, they're still up and amped and energetic playing in the scrimmages and in practice at the end. Makes the offense have to step up. Defense know their scheme, they can react and get moved to the ball. They've been doing it without pads. Offense is still understanding their schemes. So what we're looking at is a lot of turnovers. Now, they've been poking the ball out, causing fumbles. I think the guys know, the ball carriers know, okay, they're poking the ball out and fumbling. They're paying attention to that, and they've cut that out. They've cut back on the fumbling after the first couple of days. But what you still have seen is interception. Dak has thrown plenty of it. He's looked fine. There's been no complaints about Dak from what I'm hearing and even seeing in some of the footage. But what I do see is certain people, one of my good friends who questions Dak has been writing me about Dak throwing interceptions. It's going to happen. I'm not too worried about that. Look, overall, Dak has not been an interception throwing guy. He's not a big guy that's throwing a lot of interceptions. He hasn't. He's had a couple of seasons where there's been a lot. The problem with Dak is when he throws his interceptions is when a lot of times in these playoffs, he'll have, like before, he had a great playoff game against the Buccaneers, then came to San Francisco, was polar opposite. Now that to me is the defensive scheme. He's being fooled, things like that. Now, I don't want to digress too far. I'm not worried about not making a big deal. I'm not making a big deal of it. It's going to happen. The defense has the advantage early when you're learning something new. The offense is still trying to figure out the schemes, the calls, what to do in certain situations, and throwing certain passes. The defense is making plays. The defense is amped. I'm not mad at the way the defense is playing. They're moving. They're hustling. They're ball hawking. They're going after people. Kaiir Elam is trying to get a starting job. He's trying to get a starting job. For real, for real. Not just fill in for Trayvon Diggs, who's been rehabbing his injury. But say, hey, Trayvon, you might be expendable because I can play this spot now along with Deron Bland. Now, I don't want that for Trayvon. I like Trayvon. I want him to pan out. I think he's overall his best. He's a better cornerback than Kaiir Elam. But if we can have some depth with that, I'm good. Okay? Now, they're ball hawking. They're making plays. Don't worry about the interceptions right now. Okay? It's going to happen. I love the line that the great Peyton Manning said. Every interception has a story. So it's going to happen. Those who are already down on Dak, they're going to ride him for every little thing. All right? I'm not a Dak fan. I'm not saying that's the greatest Cowboy quarterback. But he is good. He's very good. He's a top 10 quarterback. You can say what you want. As far as his passing ability, as far as overall skill at quarterback, I put him in the top 10. He's got to do better when we get to the playoffs. Getting to the playoffs has not been a problem for Dak for the most part. It's what he does in the playoffs, and that's where you're going to get graded at. That's fair. I get that. It's time for Dak to step up and take us further, and not just the conference championship, which we haven't been to, which everybody knows. It's all the way. It's all the way. I'm going to say it to you because, again, Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. Good for him. I don't care about Philadelphia, but hey, fine. I like Jalen Hurts. Been watching him. I think he's persevered very well. I'm happy for him. From the time he got, and I'm digressing, and by the time he got sat down for Tua Tagovailoa at Alabama, and it was rightfully so, he is constantly emerged. He is the shining example of perseverance. And now he's got a Super Bowl ring to go with that, an MVP at the Super Bowl. But plain and simple, as much as people were getting on Cam Newton and his talk about with Jalen Hurts, he was exactly right. But the simple fact is, I'll take passing wise, I'll take Dak Prescott. Just that he's got to do better in the playoffs. And the one thing that's helped Jalen Hurts, the running game. Saquon Barkley, one of the best backs in the league. Many people argue he's the best back in the league. I'm not here to decide it. You got a good argument for it. But what I did see that made Saquon better, because Saquon never really hurt us when he was in New York. He hurt us in Philly. You know why? Like he did everybody else. Them holes was gaping. He had many good runs where he was 5 to 8 yards down the field before he was even close to being touched by a defender. If our line can do that for our running backs, or come close to that, 3-4 yards down the line before our running backs get touched, hey, 4 yards average for a running back is major. And now we have two receivers that are just as impactful, if not more, than what the Eagles have. Hey, it's a good opportunity there. So I'm looking forward to that. That's what I see so far, and that's what I'm looking at. Training camp, I know they do some more hitting starting the week. And we'll see what's going on from there. I will have another show for you tomorrow on that. Some of the things we'll see. We'll maybe pick a position that I'm thinking about, what I'm looking for with the outlook, and we'll talk about it. And again, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit like. Drop a comment. Drop a comment, please. Let me know what you're thinking. You can show some love. You can show your hate one way or the other. Show me some attention. All right? Having a little fun talking about this. Love football. Love my Cowboys. I am a basketball coach. I don't coach football anymore. But the thing is that, it happens. We talked. I got distracted by something. Forgive me. I am a football guy. I am a basketball coach, as I was saying, and I just have fun with sports. I'm a sports guy. So come on in, join the show, have a little fun with it. I appreciate the support, appreciate the love, appreciate even when we share it on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, Mark Howard. No joke. Mark is spelled with a C, M-A-R-C, Howard. No joke on Facebook. And Mark Howard Makes Me Laugh on IG. I am a stand-up comic. If you didn't know, you should know. Traveling across the country, across the world, I perform. Been doing it for a very, very long time. Two things I love: entertaining, doing my stand-up comedy, and sports. Those have been in my life since I was a very young kid growing up. Anyway, as my Cowboys. So please, I appreciate your support on the show. Pass it, share it along with a friend. Have them come in, talk a little trash, have them come in and show a little love, all right? My name is Mark Howard. Hey, and we talk Cowboys here. Peace.